Yo, uh, good morning. I'm just about to go run. It's a heat wave, so that's not great. Uh, but I guess I wanted to. I had this thought when I was working out yesterday, um, which was like just kind of my thought process on how to rationalize things, and maybe I'll understand it more once I verbally say it. Um, how do I phrase it? Because it makes sense in my head. Um, I think a lot of the times, I don't want to say a lot of it. Okay, well maybe it's kind of bad because I guess it focuses on like the fear of like death, which isn't a great motivator. I mean, it'll get you to move, I guess, but um, the way that I look at it or look at things is like, what would if I died tomorrow or right now? What would I regret not doing? Um, it's poorly phrased. I definitely can use that. Definitely can use that better. Think of it like not living a regretful life. But I think to that, almost no matter what, there's always better. Um, and you can't do everything. But that said, that's how I've been rationalizing a good amount of things. That's how I've gotten to try things that I haven't done uh, before, and why I am still willing to try those things. Don't get me wrong, I'm still very stubborn, and I don't I don't welcome change. And I think that can be said about mostly everybody. I'm just sure different people have different tolerances. But I think a lot of the time, I'll give an example. I was in, I was at the gym yesterday, was taking a rest in between my sets. I sit down, and my girlfriend's been asking me to, you know, to do this performance with her because they are, she's part of a group, and there's just not as many people performing, and I think some of them have like dropped out or just aren't able to make it. Uh, and so, in desperation, she came to me. Uh, Not just her, the person organizing the performance as well. Uh, Indirectly asked me, so I mean like through my girlfriend. Um, and so my initial reaction, because I hate dancing and I hate pretty much, it's combining two of the biggest things that I hate: performing and dancing. Um, so whatever. I initially said no, and then she asked me a bunch of other times. Called me. Well, I'm making it seem like uh, I'm making it seem bad, and that I am the victim here, I guess. But no, she asked me once or twice, and I was like, no, I'm not. I don't like dancing. I don't like that stuff. Uh, but I was thinking in the studio, like, you know, if if I go my whole life and I just do everything that I like, if the next day I were to die tomorrow, even if I'm not going to do the performance, but even if I said yes, I guess, I don't know. Or let's say I did the performance and then I got hit by a car or something. Like, I am happy that I spent that time, practicing or doing whatever. At least it's with my girlfriend, right? I'm not gonna go out of my way to join some sort of performance alone. That's that's to me, it's a little stupid. Not stupid, but it's just not my thing. Um, but I think knowing that this is something that my girlfriend enjoys, or will overall benefit that, and not only my girlfriend, but like my friends are also in that performance, and it's, I don't know, I guess it's the feeling of just saying yes to things. Like, oh, do you want to join this performance? Yes. uh, or do you want to do this thing that you don't necessarily like, but you'll try it to spend time with us? Yeah. um, I don't know if that made sense, but I think to the same point, um, I'm gonna go on a trip with my dad. And the thing is, or at the time I was undecided, um, because, I mean, it isn't feasible for me, or like, it is feasible, but the turnaround till, I think, my my running performance is not too long. It's not even a week. It might not even be half a week. Maybe it's just barely half a week. Um, but the thing is, doing a trip in the week leading up to it is kind of, you know, eh. I've never done this to begin with, and so I'm trying to take it seriously. And so accepting something like this kind of seems not illogical, but like, I'm not necessarily setting myself up for success. Um, but that said, applying that same thought of like, okay, well, let's just say I do it, right? I don't go on this trip with my dad, and I just focus solely on my goal. Um, I know that I will not be very happy with myself if anything were to happen to me or, my dad. Uh, Not to say that there is anything that's going to happen, but I think it. I think it's taken a lot for granted, my relationship with a lot of people, and I think that there's like infinite timeline. Um, you know, oh, I can hang out with this person on this day. Let's push it back a week. Let's push it back a month. Let's do it next year. You know, oh, I missed their birthday. Oh, it'll be around next year. Um, but that's not always the case. So I guess that's my rationalization for some things here. Uh, I think also the fact that my my preferences, or maybe not my preferences, but what I what I want to do isn't always not what's best. That sounds wrong, but how do I say it? Again, I'll give another example. Let's say my mom wants to go to the mall. It will mean so much more to her going to the mall with me than it does for me to go to the mall. Like, I don't inherently like the mall in the first place, but I think my mom would just like to spend some time with me. And so, an example like that, where I guess it's kind of taken for granted. I guess to the same point, you know, I came to this realization that, you know, parents in general are doing this for the first time. Almost every experience is by themselves. When you lash out at them, or do something for them that is a first time for them. They have never had a son before, and not one named Matthew. And not, I don't know, how old am I? Turning 23. There is no son like that. Even my brother, who is, a year or two younger than me, it's still not the same experience. They can't say that they went through the exact same thing, because they didn't. It's something different. Our environment changes, and it's a little bit hard for me to internalize, but I guess it's the fact that they're people too, and they feel the exact same way as you do. And I guess this is hard for me to put into action, and it's something that I guess I want to do. Actually, that's it. That's it. This is something that I want to do, not just with my family as well, but with all my relationships. Well, not all, but most of my relationships. I want to maintain something like that, and try to actually be there. Yeah, that's all. Just a thought that I had at the gym. I don't think it was the most put together. Still a lot of things in my head that I wasn't able to verbalize, but I hope you get the overall of it. Yeah. All right. See ya.